Imagine spending 4 years of your life and $100,000 on something that might not get you a job. Would you still do it?
That's the question millions of people are asking right now. And honestly, there's no easy answer.
Hey everyone, welcome to Let's Talk Real English, the podcast where we talk about real topics in real English designed for learners just like you. I'm Lara.
And I'm Eric. If you're somewhere around a B1 or B2 level in English, you are in exactly the right place. We speak clearly, we keep it real, and today we are getting into something that a lot of people are thinking about right now.
Yes, today's big topic is college still worth it? And I mean, we really want to dig into this because it is not a simple yes or no kind of question.
Not at all. There are so many angles to this: the cost, the alternatives, what employers actually want today, and this is a big one, what happens when AI starts doing jobs that used to require a degree? We are going to talk about all of it.
Right, so buckle up because this is going to be a good one. Okay, Eric, let's start with the basics. Why did people go to college in the first place? What is the traditional argument for it?
So I think the classic argument is it's not just about the diploma, It's about everything that comes with it. You go to college, you meet people, you build connections. Networking is huge. Some people say the most valuable thing about college is actually the relationships you form there.
Right, yeah. And there's the structured learning aspect too, like someone actually designs a curriculum for you, there are professors, there are deadlines. It sort of forces you to learn things in a systematic way. You can't just skip the hard parts.
Exactly. And there's prestige, right? Certain companies, certain industries, they still look very carefully at where you went to school. Like if you want to be a lawyer or a doctor, there's really no way around it. You need those qualifications. No one is hiring a surgeon who watched videos online.
That's true. That's very true. And I think college is also just a life experience. You grow up, you become more independent, you figure out who you are a little bit. It's not purely about the career stuff.
I totally agree with that. But here's where I start to question it. Is that experience worth the price tag? Because the cost of college has gone up so much over the past 20 or 30 years.
Yes, and this is where things get really complicated. In the United States, for example, student loan debt is now over $1.5 trillion. That's just an almost unbelievable number when you actually think about it.
It really is. And it's not just an American problem. In the UK and Australia, in many countries, tuition fees have been rising for years. Students are graduating with massive amounts of debt and then stepping into a job market that is honestly quite difficult.
And the thing that really gets me is you take on all that debt at 18, 19 years old. You don't really understand what it means yet, right? You're just kind of like, okay, I need to go to college. That's what you do. Everyone does it.
Yes, it's like society tells you that's the path. Go to school, get good grades, go to college, get a good job. And for a long time, that path worked. But now I feel like that path is sort of breaking down. Like the promise isn't as clear anymore.
I think so too. Like, I know someone, and this is a real story. She studied art history, spent 4 years, graduated with about $60,000 in debt, and then spent 2 years working in a coffee shop because she just couldn't find a job in her field.
That story is so common, unfortunately. And it raises this big question of, did the degree actually pay off? Or did she pay a huge amount of money for something that didn't deliver what it promised?
Right, and I want to be careful here because I don't want to say college is never worth it. Because for some people, in some fields, it absolutely is. But I think we need to be honest that for a lot of people, the math just doesn't add up anymore.
Agreed. So this brings us to alternatives, right? Because this is where it gets really interesting. There are so many other paths now that just didn't exist or weren't taken seriously 10 or 15 years ago.
Like trade schools, for example, electricians, plumbers, mechanics. These are people who do a 2 year program, sometimes even less, and then they're earning really good money and they don't have any debt. Zero.
Right. And honestly, a skilled electrician can earn more than someone with a 4-year degree in, I don't know, communications or general studies or something like that. And people don't talk about that enough. There's still this cultural idea that a trade job is somehow less valuable. And I just don't think that's true.
Totally. And then there's the whole world of online learning. Platforms like Coursera, edX, LinkedIn Learning. You can learn almost any skill for a tiny fraction of the cost of a university degree.
Yes, and coding bootcamps are a big one. You spend 3 to 6 months, you learn software development or web design, and then you go job hunting. A lot of people have made that switch and are doing really, really well. I mean, I actually took an online data analysis course a couple of years ago just to add a skill.
And was it actually useful?
It was genuinely useful, real practical knowledge, and it costs almost nothing compared to a university course on the same subject. So the content is out there. The question is whether employers actually recognize it.
And that's the key question, isn't it? What do employers actually want today? Because I think it's shifting. There are definitely still employers who require a degree, especially for things like engineering, medicine, law. But a lot of companies, especially in tech, are moving away from that requirement.
Google, Apple, IBM, big companies like these have actually said publicly that they don't require a 4 year degree for many of their positions anymore. What they care about is, can you do the job? Do you have the skills we need?
Exactly. And I think skills portfolios are becoming more important. Like, if you can show someone what you've built, what you've created, what problems you've actually solved, that can speak louder than a diploma in a lot of cases. Show, don't just tell.
Yeah, and soft skills too. Communication, problem solving, working well in a team, those things are huge for employers. And you can develop those in a lot of different ways, not just in a university classroom.
Though I do think college can still help with that. Like group projects, presentations, seminars, it's good real world training. So it's not that college teaches you nothing useful, it's more that it's no longer the only way to get those skills.
That's a fair and important point, and it changes the whole conversation. Okay, so I really want to get into the AI angle now, because I think this adds a whole new layer on top of everything we've been talking about. And it's something a lot of people are kind of scared to think about properly.
Yes, and I think it deserves a real conversation, not just a quick mention, because AI is not just changing specific jobs, it's changing entire industries. And the speed of that change is honestly kind of overwhelming.
Right. Like, there are fields where people used to think, okay, you need a degree for this, it's a safe and stable career. And now, AI is doing a significant part of that work. Legal research, financial analysis, even some medical diagnostics are being assisted or done by AI tools.
Which is kind of wild when you think about it, because for years the advice was go to college, get a professional degree, you will have job security. And now, even some of those professional, well paying jobs are being disrupted. So, does a college degree protect you less than it used to?
I think yes and no. I think the degrees that are most at risk are the ones focused on tasks that AI can replicate efficiently. Like, if your job is mostly about processing information, analyzing data, writing standard reports or documents,
Those are exactly the things AI is good at. So, in that case, a degree in that field might not be the safety net it once was. You could spend 4 years and a lot of money training for a job that looks very different by the time you graduate.
but then there are things AI really struggles with: creative thinking, emotional intelligence, leadership, complex physical work in the real world, teaching, caring for people. Those things involve a kind of human judgment that is very hard to automate.
Right, like a nurse, a teacher, a therapist. Those roles involve so much human connection and real time judgment that it's hard to imagine AI fully replacing them. And actually, trade jobs like plumbing, electrical work, are also considered quite safe from AI because they involve physical problem solving in unpredictable, real world environments.
Which is kind of ironic, right? The jobs that were often seen as less prestigious might actually be more future proof in some way. That really makes you reconsider what a good career choice even means.
It really does. And I think the lesson here is whatever path you choose, you have to keep learning. The idea of, I'll go to college for 4 years, get my degree, and that's it, I'm done learning, that just doesn't work anymore. That mindset is dangerous now.
Totally agree. The people who are going to do well are the ones who are adaptable, who keep building new skills, who understand how technology works, who can work alongside AI rather than being replaced by it. That's the real competitive advantage now.
And honestly, college can help you develop that kind of mindset, but so can a lot of other paths. It's really about how you approach it, not just where you go or what piece of paper you get at the end.
Well said. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground today. I think it's time for each of us to give our honest personal take. Laura, where do you land on all of this?
Okay, so for me, I think what has changed most is the risk. Going to college used to feel like the safe choice, like even if you weren't sure what you wanted, at least you were doing the sensible thing, right? But now, it's kind of a big gamble too in its own way. I'm not against college at all. I think it can be a really wonderful experience and a genuinely good investment in the right situation. But I think people need to go in with their eyes open. Know what you're paying for, have some kind of plan, and please don't assume a diploma will automatically open every door for you, because that world has changed.
I love that framing, eyes open. For me, honestly, I think college is still worth it for some people and some careers. If you want to be a doctor, an engineer, a lawyer, yes, you really do need that degree. There's no shortcut there. But for a lot of other paths, I think the automatic assumption that everyone needs to go to college is outdated. My personal advice would be to research your specific field. Look hard at what employers in that field actually want. Understand the real cost and the real return. And don't take on huge debt just because it feels like the expected thing to do.
That's really solid advice. And I think the AI piece is something we all need to take seriously, not to be scared, but to be intentional. Think about which skills are going to matter in 5 or 10 years, not just which degree looks impressive right now.
Exactly. And on that note, here is our question for you, the listener. We would love for you to really think about this one. If you were 18 years old right now, knowing everything you know about the world today, would you choose college? Or would you take a different path?
Think about it. Maybe talk about it with a friend or a family member. And here's a little bonus challenge. Try to explain your answer in English, even just a few sentences. That kind of real personal topic is the best practice there is.
We love that idea. And if you enjoyed today's episode of Let's Talk Real English, please subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. It really does help us reach more learners around the world.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. We are really glad you were here. Take care of yourselves. Keep learning. Keep growing.
And we will see you in the next episode. Bye for now.